The cracked pot, why your flaws may be your greatest strength now. This story is an ancient one. It's often attributed to India, and it's really a beautiful metaphor for a yogic principle. See, in yoga, we talk about how there's perfection in imperfection, and this story really embodies that. So, in the yogic texts, it says that the personality is like a pot. We're all like clay pots, and we can have cracks in us. And those cracks, those imperfections, they're actually where our spirit can shine through, and that's what makes us truly beautiful, okay? Now, this story, it also talks about how we should do service to others. But the most important thing about this story is that we should do service without any ego. We should do good things for people without expecting anything in return, and that's really the lesson that this story teaches. Okay, so let me tell you the story. Once upon a time in India, there was a man who was a water bearer, and he carried water from the stream to his master's house. He carried water into large pots, one on each end of a pole that rested on his shoulders. One of the pots was perfect, it didn't have any cracks, and the other pot had a small crack in it. Now, every day when the water bearer would go to the stream to fill up his pots, he would fill both of them with water. But by the time he got to his master's house, one pot would be completely full and the other pot would be half empty. The water bearer knew why this was happening. The pot was cracked. That's why the water was leaking out. One day, the pot that was cracked, it started to feel ashamed. You know, it would see all of the beautiful flowers and plants along the way, and it would think, oh, if I wasn't cracked, I could water the plants and make them grow. I could do so much more if I didn't have this crack. The pot was sad because it thought it was only half full of water. It thought it was worthless, it was useless, and one day the pot, it couldn't hold back its tears anymore, and as it was crying, it said to the water bearer, I am so ashamed of myself. I am sorry that my crack causes water to leak out all the way to your Master E's house. And the water bearer, he smiled and he said, as we walk back to the Master's house today, I want you to look at the beautiful flowers growing on your side of the path. So the pot looked, and sure enough, there were all these beautiful flowers growing, and the pot felt a little bit better, but at the end of the walk, it was still sad. You know, it thought, I'm only half full of water, I'm not enough. And the water bearer said to the pot, do you realize that there are no flowers on the other side of the path? That's because I have always known about your crack. So I planted flower seeds on your side of the path, and every day as we walked, you watered them. Because of you, I have been able to pick these beautiful flowers to decorate my master's table. If you were not just the way you are, he would not have this beauty in his home. Then the pot understood that being cracked was not a failure. It was not a mistake. You know, sometimes we think our flaws are mistakes. We think we're broken, we're not perfect. But the truth is, we're perfectly imperfect. And that's what makes us beautiful. And that's what allows us to do this crazy thing called life. So when you're feeling down about yourself, remember, you're not alone, okay? We're all in this together. And if you can find the beauty in your imperfection, you'll find true strength. Namaste.